Play Your Cards Right is a British television game show based on, and played similarly to, the American show known as Card Sharks. Broadcast history: Play Your Cards Right broadcast on ITV from 1980 to 1987, produced by LWT. The host was Bruce Forsyth. LWT produced a more modern version from 1994 to 1999, initially expected to be presented by Brian Conley, who filmed a pilot show before Forsyth was lured back. In 2002, Bruce hosted another revival, with slightly modified rules. This version was produced by Thames Television. On October 15, 2005, it made a one-off return as part of Ant and Dec's game show marathon, celebrating 50 years of ITV. It made another one-off return in 2007, again part of Game Show Marathon. Forsyth also presented a parody of the format, Play Your Iraqi Cards Right, when he was guest host on the satirical BBC TV series Have I Got News for You? Play Your Cards Right has also been turned into a successful interactive DVD which was released in 2007, with an updated sequel released in 2008, both produced by DVD PRO. Format: Main game the couples alternated who went first on each question. The questions were based on surveys of 100 people. The first couple would guess how many of the 100 gave a certain answer to the question, and the second would guess whether the actual number was higher or lower than the other couple's guess. If the second couple was correct, then they gained control of the cards, otherwise the first team played. Unlike the US version, the questions usually had some comedy value. The first couple would joke around with Bruce, and then decide on a sum of, say, 64. The second couple would say higher. If the answer was, say, 26, the second couple were wrong in guessing higher, so the first couple started with the cards. There were 5 cards for each team laid out, and they had to guess if the next card was higher or lower, ace being the highest card, and 2 being lowest. The first card could be changed if the couple wished. If the guess was correct, the couple would continue with the next card, and so on. Correctly guessing all cards to the end won the game, but if the couple guessed wrong at any time or if they got a pair of cards, they would retreat back to the card where they started and the other team would have a free attempt at their own cards. After any correct guess, a couple could freeze, which would protect their cards. A marker would be placed by a dealer beside the frozen card, which meant that on the next question, a wrong guess on their cards would put them back no further than where they froze. This was usually done when the card shown was of a middle rank, such as a 7, 8 or 9. After a couple froze their cards, play would continue to the next question. Should the couple regain control of the board, they will be allowed to change the frozen card. If the next card was the same rank as the card showing, it counted as a wrong guess. Indeed, this is the only way to be wrong when an ace or deuce appeared. You get nothing for a pair, not in this game was Forsyth's catchphrase on such occasions. If no team had managed to predict the last card correctly within the first 3 questions, sudden death was played. The couple who gained control of the cards had to make a decision either to play, and correctly predict the remainder of their cards to win, or pass, and force their opponents to achieve the feat. An incorrect prediction now caused their opposition to win the round. Starting with the 90s version, the winner of each of the 2 games in the first half would get a Britchie bonus. The overall winner was the first couple to win 2 games. If a third game was required, 3 cards were played by each couple instead of 5, with a tie-break occurring on the third question instead of fourth. The prize cash cards the winning couple got 200 points to begin with. Bruce would then ask a question. If they got it right, they'd win an extra 50, if they got it wrong, they lost 50. There were 2 rows of 3 cards dealt out, and 1 final card at the top. At the start of each row, they could change their card. At the start of the second row, they got an extra 200 points. The rules are the same as in the previous game, but they had to bet on their answer. When they got to the final card, if they had 4,000 or more, they could play for the car. They were asked a simple question, and then predicted higher or lower for the final card. If they were right, they would win the car. If not, they won a prize based on their score. In the 90s version, points became pounds, but the rules remained the same. Also, on the final card, if they have a £4,000 or more, and they were wrong, they would just have the money. What was emphasized was that their money was safe. If the couple got to the final card with under a £4,000, they could choose to take the money, or gamble all of it on the last card, with Bruce emphasizing thus, the rules are strict here, it is all or nothing. The maximum amount of money that could be won was a £17,600, which was never achieved. Equals the rules of the 2002 revival equals, the rules of the 2002 revival were partly based on the changes made in the 2001 revival of card sharks in the United States. All 13 cards from the suit of hearts from the 2 to the ace were put out face down. 4 couples would then come on, and the 2 couples with the 2 highest cards would go through to the main game. This was just an opening game. After this, Bruce's gag was to say, "Well done you winners, and so sorry losers, we really are sorry to lose you so early in the show. Tough." Followed by audience laughter. The rules of the main game were exactly the same as in the original version, except the Pritchie bonus was a £1,000. If one couple won both the games, the losing couple would be sent home with a case of champagne before the break, otherwise, the losing couple would get to keep the £1,000 for winning their one game. In the cash cards, Bruce would first ask the winning couple a ridiculously hard, trivial or stupid question. They often pondered for a few seconds over this, then Bruce said, "Aren't you glad you don't have to answer a question like that?" To which the audience would laugh, except that on at least 2 occasions, the contestants correctly answered the question, shocking Bruce, who accused the contestants, though in a humorous manner, of ruining the show, prompting much more laughter from the audience. In the cash cards, this time, the couple were given a £1,000 to start with and their minimum bet had to be a £100, but they could bet the whole lot if they wanted to. If the couple survived the first 3 cards, another a £500 would be added to the total. On the final card, the couple had to bet at least half the amount they had at that point. If a couple bet on the whole lot the wrong way during the first 3 cards, that card would be put on the row above and the additional a £500 would be added on. If there was a pair revealed in the cash cards, the couple didn't lose any money, they moved on to the next card. If the last 2 cards on a row were a pair, the second card would be used as the base card for the row above. The theoretical maximum in the cash cards is a £136,000. Equals the host equals, among Forsyth's other quips, he would, at the beginning of some shows, say, "What a lovely audience. You're so much better than last week." The joke was that the same audience was used for more than one show, therefore it was the same one. Bruce started each show with his trademark "It's nice to see you nice." When a pair was revealed, he'd say, "You don't get anything for a pair, not in this game." And the audience would join in with the "not in this game" part. On the 2002 series in particular, he would often start the show with a made-up quote. When Card Sharks was slated for a revival in 1986, Forsyth himself was considered as possible host by creator-producer Mark Goodson. The job ultimately went to Bob Eubanks and Bill Rafferty. The Dolly Dealers, first run, 1980. Joe Thomas, Yvonne Younger, Zena Clifton, 1980. Euro 83, Natalie Shaw, Denise Denny Kemp, 1981, Leslie Anderson, Gillian Elvins, 1981. Euro 83, John Mulaney, 1982. Euro 83, Camilla Blair, Gillian Dewberry, 1983. Euro 84, Alison Bell, Carol Dean, Brenda Haldane, Wendy Marler, Robin Martin, 1985. Euro 87, Denny Kemp, Natalie Van der Braam, Alison Bell, Carol Dean, John Mulaney, second run, 1994. Euro 96, Vicky Brattle and Sophie Alistone, 1997, Carly Carter and Debbie Flett, 1998, Sharon Amos and Cheryl Dean, 1999, Charlie Maloney and Maxine Restall, third run, 2002. Euro 03, Annalise Brakenziek and Vicky Lee Wahlberg. Catchphrases, "Oh, you have cheered me up." Bruce Forsyth, what a lovely audience. You're so much better than last week. Bruce Forsyth, it's nice to see you, nice. Bruce Forsyth audience, I'm the joker in the pack, which makes me such a lucky jack, but here's 4 people that are so appealing, och dollies, do your dealing. Bruce Forsyth, I'm the joker in the place, with 4 little aces who set the pace, and that is why I say with feeling, okay dollies, do your dealing. Bruce Forsyth, I'm the leader of the pack, which makes me such a lucky jack, for openers, here's a pair of cuties, here's my darling dealing beauties. Bruce Forsyth, I'm the leader of the pack, which makes me such a lucky jack, but if you like things that come in pairs, here are my 2 little croupiers. Bruce Forsyth, I'm the leader of the pack, which makes me such a lucky jack, but here they are, they're so appealing, come on dollies, do your dealing. Bruce Forsyth, I'm the joker full of jest, I play my cards close to my chest, but here's a pair worth revealing, okay dollies, do your dealing. Bruce Forsyth, by the turn of this card, if you have a £4,000 or more you have a chance to go for the car. Bruce Forsyth, we have our cards, all we need now are our players. Bruce Forsyth, higher lower. Contestant, freeze. Contestant, you're going to freeze? Okay, protect your cards. Bruce Forsyth, stick? You can't stick. Bruce Forsyth, higher than a value of card, you say. Bruce Forsyth, lower than a value of card you say. Bruce Forsyth, giving you a free go. Bruce Forsyth, you can shuffle my deck any day. Bruce Forsyth, all of our questions are based on a poll of 100 people. Bruce Forsyth, you can change the card if you want to. Bruce Forsyth, you don't get anything for a pair, not in this game. Bruce Forsyth audience, the cards have been cruel tonight. Bruce Forsyth, it could still be a good night if you play your cards right. Bruce Forsyth, the best things in life all come in pairs, just look at my 2 croupiers. Bruce Forsyth, wow. /we. Bruce Forsyth audience, did you see them cut the cards? Bruce Forsyth, it's a pretty bonus. Bruce Forsyth, don't touch the pack, we'll be right back. Bruce Forsyth, don't touch the deck, we'll be back in a second. Bruce Forsyth, what do points make? Prizes. Bruce Forsyth audience, what do pounds make? Rich people. Bruce Forsyth audience, hang loose, we'll be back in a deuce. Bruce Forsyth, don't touch the deck, back in a second. Ant and deck, I'm sorry to those who didn't make it to the main game. Tough. Bruce Forsyth, do you have views on this? Bruce Forsyth, this is for the second game. Bruce Forsyth, and for the match. Bruce Forsyth. International versions, an Australian version of the show hosted by Ugly Dave Gray briefly aired on the 7 Network in 1984. A New Zealand version of the show hosted by Kenny Cantor aired on TVNZ. Transmissions. Series Christmas specials References. External links, Play Your Cards Right at the Internet Movie Database, Play Your Cards Right at the British Film Institute, Play Your Cards Right at igameshows.com.